What's up YouTube, this is Bystander X89. Guys, today I'm coming to you with a review in part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. This is the newest Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game. It's coming out on the Nintendo Switch August 20th, 2019. Pre-sales are actually up for the digital version of this game on the Nintendo eShop for $39.99, which is going to get you about over $40 with tax. Okay? The game, I can tell you right now, is awesome. I've seen other reviews for this game. I can tell you right now, for people who actually have downloaded the Japanese version of the game, there is actually a full English version of it on that download, and people have figured out how to get the Japanese version of the game on the American systems. So if you cannot wait until August 20th, there are ways to get it on your system. Just saying. Me myself, I'm waiting for the physical copy of this game primarily because is that whenever we get the physical copy of the game, we're going to be getting promos with the game, and that's what I'm going to be kind of talking about, the inclusion of these promos in this game and the impact of what it's going to have on the physical card game. The primary reason is right here, is Microcoder and Signet Coded. Both of these cards were actually in the OCG Structure Deck Master Link. It seems we might not be getting that Structure Deck, and kind of really sad about it, but I'm going to talk about that in a bit. Let's go through the promos right here. We got Proglio right there, Light Attribute Cyberus Monster, Link Rating 2, 1000 attack, arrows left and right, which is pretty cool. You use any two monsters you want, except for tokens. During your main phase, if you control this Link Summon card, you can banish this card and one of your monsters that the card points to, and then target a Link monster in either graveyard, special summon it, but would banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect of Proglio once per turn. I can turn around and tell you right now, I can actually think of at least two Cyberus monsters that can actually benefit from being banished by this card's effect, and that can really help this game go. And it can really help the game of the Cyberus deck pick up the speed. So this is not a bad card. Okay, this was actually the promo for the strategy guide for the Japanese version of the game, actually. So, interesting. Alright, now let's get into Microcoder, and this is one of the better cards, I can tell you right now. It's a Dark Attribute Cyberus effect monster, level 1, 300 attack, no defense, alright? Now here's the cool thing. Its effect, if the Cyberus monster you control will be used as a link material for a co-target monster, this card in your hand can also be used as a material. So even if you can have one Cyberus monster on the field, and you have this card in your hand, you can get a link to on the field ASAP. Alright, but here's and link summoning with materials in your hand, huge! But the effect doesn't stop there, and it only gets better. And I can tell you right now, that's the reason why Konami wanted this card as a promo. If this card is sent from the hand or the field to the graveyard as a material for the link summon of a co-target monster, you can either add one Signet, spell, or trap from your deck to your hand, or if this card was on the field, was used as a material, you can add one level 4 Cyberus monster instead. You can only use each effect of Microcoder once per turn. The fact that this card rota outs your Signet spells or traps or a level 4 Cyber monster is just huge. And I can tell you right now, it's a massive consistency boost. Massive. Just being able to access your Signet cards, huge. Alright? Definitely an automatic 3 of. I've actually tested this card in my Cyberus deck online quite a few times. It works wonders. Awesome. Over here, now we get into other continuous spell here. Signet Coded, which is searchable by Microcoder's effect, by the way. Alright? Continuous spell, like I said, if a co-target monster or monsters is special summoned from the extra deck to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters. Add one Cyberus monster with the same attribute from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for Cyberus monsters, even if this card leaves the field. Okay, the last part is kind of common with a lot of Cyberus support. It locks you into only summoning Cyberus, but when you consider what we have available for Cyberus monsters, whether it be just generic Cyberus monsters or even particular R-type Cyber monsters that can actually beat generic effects, yeah, it's actually a pretty good card to have. Alright, now yeah, you only get to search off of a co-talker's attribute. We only have, damn, what's going on with my computer? We only have Dark Attribute as in D co-talker, Fire Attribute with Power co-talker, and Trance co-talker as Earth Attribute. I know Shooting Code Talker was water attribute. I don't think they've revealed or announced a wind attribute Code Talker or a light attribute Code Talker yet. But it will be cool. And the other thing about it is that you cannot add other monsters with the same attribute to your hand by the effect of Cynet Codec this turn. And that basically means you can only activate the effect of Cynet Codec once per turn, which means you can actually resolve Codec multiple times in a turn, get multiple searches, and get your pieces to build your board. So this card literally can help you get around hand traps like Ash Blossom. Alright, I'm liking this card. 1 to 2 copies at most in a Cyberse deck. I don't see this being necessary at 3. Alright, now like I said, these cards, both Microcoder and Cynet Coding, were in the Structure Deck Master Link 4. Or Master Link, excuse me. Shooting Code Talker is the water attribute. You can see the picture right there. There were released, outside of Microcoder, there were at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more main deck monsters that were actually going to be, well, actually maybe not 5, maybe 4 more main deck monsters that were actually going to be included in this deck. One of them was Code Radiator, and the primary reason why I'm pointing this out is because it's very similar to Microcoder. If a Cyberse monster you control is used as a link material for a link summon of a Code Talker monster, this card in your hand can be used as a link material. Alright, similar effect there. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a link material for this link summon of a Code Talker monster, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. That monster's attack becomes 0. Also, its effects are negated. And if this card was sent from the field to the graveyard as a link material, add this additional effect. You could target 2 face-up monsters instead. You can only use each effect of Code Radiator once per turn. Yeah, being able to bottom out your opponent's attack and then negate their effects is just huge. I mean, add in the fact that you can actually maybe fusion summon out Cyberse Clock Dragon. You have a fucking OTK right there. I mean, yeah. This card is awesome. I personally can't wait to see this. There are a lot of good cards in this set, in this particular deck. Those 4, the other outside Microcoder, there were at least 4 other cards. I can tell you right now, Defcon Bird, Swap Cleric, Latency, all see them in the anime. If we come down to the, we have Cynet Optimize, which is just huge. Cynet Optimize is another continuous spell during your main phase, immediately after this card's stupid ad. Resolves, normal summon 1 Cyberse monster. Also, for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon special summon monsters from your extra deck, except for Cyberse monsters. Even if this card leaves the field, you can only use this effect of Cynet Optimize once per turn. If a Code Talker monster you control battles, it gains your opponent cannot activate effects or cards until the end of the damage step, which means it basically takes out battle traps from the equation. But then again, most players aren't running battle traps anymore, so, but still, having that extra effect on Code Talker effects is on Code Talker monsters is actually pretty cool, and the extra normal summon is something that pure Cyberse decks need. I mean, a lot of those monsters eat up the normal summons, and they need that extra normal summon. So just having this card on the field and you getting an extra normal summon per turn is huge. Add in something like double summon, and all of a sudden now you're getting multiple monsters on the field, and you can actually really build a board fast. Alright. Some really good, yeah, double summon. Told you. And we have Cynet Conflict, which is just basically an Infernity Barrier style card for Cyberse monsters. I mean, when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, while you control a Code Talker monster, negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. And if you do, until the end of next turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with that original name. Oh my god, just being able to shut your opponent out from using particular cards is so freaking huge. And this card is definitely, and since it's a Cynet trap, it's searchable off of Microcoder. Oh my god. Now, the thing about it is that a lot of other YouTubers are saying that we're probably not going to be getting the Master Link structure deck this year. I mean, or we might not be getting it at all, since Konami skipped over and went with the Revolver structure deck first in August. But then again, I want to point out, TCG Konami has not announced the 2019 starter deck. And I can tell you this right now. I mean, really aren't that many. I think there's maybe like 4 brand new main deck monsters. Really no new spells or traps for Cyberse monsters. And I think maybe the new Extended Decode Talker and Track Black getting... Yeah, and that's about it. So there's maybe like a total of 6 brand new cards in the starter deck. I mean, I could potentially see them maybe combining some of the cards from Master Link Structure Deck with the starter deck. Maybe make it a little bit better. I mean, there are some pretty good cards in this already. I mean, Lady Bug is at 1, but still worth it. Wicked Kid is an awesome, amazing card. If you haven't played this card in Salamangreats, try it out. It works insane. Alright, we got some pretty good standard stuff here. Swiss Scarecrow isn't getting a reprint. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good cards in this. I mean, I'd be surprised if Konami didn't decide to say, hey, let's just put some of the stuff that was in the Master Link into this deck to make the starter deck just a little bit better, and then release the other cards we don't include through the core booster sets as imports. I mean, I think that might be the plan. I mean, like I said, we haven't... TCG Konami hasn't announced the starter deck for this year. That's one thing. I mean, if they don't release a starter deck, I know we're getting in August another set of Speed Duel starter decks. Rex and Weevil are going to be there, so that might be the starter deck of 2019. I mean, who knows? And they might give us, and they might combine the newer stuff with Master Link Structure Deck and give us that later this year. I mean, I don't know what they're planning. All I know is what they have done and what they haven't done. Okay, I mean, I would prefer just a lot of the other stuff being released in the starter deck, and we getting that in July, and then some of the better cards being released as imports through the core booster sets. I mean, it's just a little bit easier that way. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of sucks that releasing these cards as promos is going to make us miss an awesome structure deck. But to be honest, as long as we get the cards, and it helps build up Cyberse decks, yeah, it's going to be worth it. Alright, guys. That's it for Legacy Duelists. Its impacts on the physical card game. Guys, like I said, this game is going to be tight. Check out some of the other reviews that have been done on this game. The game is flipping awesome. Alright. Like I said, I'm waiting for August 20th to get it. The physical copy, so I can get my promos. But other than that, I say it's time to duel. And hopefully, by that time, I might be able to turn around and bring you some content from this game. No promises, but I want to try to at least get something done. But guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content on this channel, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload, guys. Check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord. Join the conversation. We would love to have you. Also, guys, if you want to see me push my channel to a whole another level, such as bringing in footage from me playing this game, check out the description box below. Find the link to my Patreon page and become a Patreon. I have 4 tiers. All the tiers I consider a bit affordable, that I don't go over 20. I'm not planning on going over $20 on my Patreon. It's $20 and beneath. Any contribution of any amount is worth it, guys. Thank you if you do consider backing me on Patreon. I cannot express my gratitude so much. And until next time, guys, peace.